Son, you're one of the most promising candidates we've ever seen.
But why are you here? I just want to get across that finish line, Sergeant Major.
Hey guys, how's it going? Patrick with ABC4 Utah.
Oh,
Hey, mate.
Hi, Patrick.
That's a
Hi,
great
Patrick.
name. I'm Patrick too.
Hi, Patrick.
This is Alan.
I had a good feeling about this already. The minute this is great. I really enjoyed this movie. I think there's a lot of grounded realism to it that I wasn't expecting when I first pressed play on it. Right.
Right.
So Patrick, my question first to you is trying to tell a story like this that has so many things that could like go in off the rails or crazy to the point where it might seem unrealistic. What do you do as a director to try to rein that in and keep the realism?
I think it's the through line of the hero of 81 and the inner journey that he goes through is what kept it completely grounded for me, and that was always my sign pointing north, and that was something that, you know, because there were absurd moments on set where I remember I turned to Alan and it was like 2 a.m. We're in some giant mine and we got 500-foot walls of fire going up, and we were like, what are we doing? Like, we're literally two grown adults fighting a giant pretend robot. What the is going on? So there were moments where it was kind of like we lost it ourselves. But and then more so, it was also like making sure that the whole film was shot in real world locations and in real world environments. And as much as it is an action sci-fi, it's also a survival film. And then, you know, there is something quite horrifying about the survival genre, and that's something that's always appealed to me, is that isolation. You know, so I think it's a culmination of all those elements that sort of came into play. Yeah.
Alan, you've become synonymous with physical authority on screen. You're my hopeful next Batman, is what I'm thinking. And with this, I think you had a lot of really cool moments of vulnerability. What stood out to you as you were reading the script and made you want to join in with Patrick on this?
For me, it was the heart. This had a heartbeat, you know, from page one. I remember reading, you know, it was pitched to me like an action film, and it was almost a tearjerker in the first minute. And that's the kind of movie I want to make. You know, that's like, it's a human journey that I think we all can relate to. And, you know, there's the suffering that he goes through. There's the fun of this experience and the adventure of it all. You know, he mentioned like, kind of, you know, that there was that moment on set, you know, for us where it was like we're shooting our childhood fantasy, where, you know, it's like we're playing with G.I. Joes and monsters and all that. It was so fun, but I mean, there was just this soul that the film has that I had to do it, you know.
What was your biggest challenge for this one on set? Was it, because obviously you're playing in a fun sandbox, but was it more the vulnerability or was it the physicality?
That's a good question. I mean, I think both are there, you know, both have their own challenges. I think for me on this one, I'd say the crown probably goes to the physicality. I mean, there were several times on this movie that I was like, I don't know how I'm going to keep going. You know, I was so beaten down and broken, and I had so many problems in the body, and it was taking its toll. But there's no way to tell this story without that happening. You know, so it was necessary. But you know, I felt a lot of the journey that 81 went on, you know, physically, and you know, so I probably the biggest challenge was just getting through it.
Thank you both. Sorry, I have to wrap up here, but Patrick, if you ever need a second Patrick to show up, like a second AD for the next thing, just throw me in. I'm ready, Coach.
Yeah. First Patrick out, second Patrick in.
The jokes write themselves.
I'll bring Patrick you in for the night shoots. How about that?
Two Patrick enter, one Alan leave.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. Thanks, guys. You're the best.
Awesome. Thanks, mate. Thanks for your time.
Bye.